Hello, happy Thursday. Welcome to Creative Chaos, a Flip City Magazine stream. And to just make my day, so much for that. And besides that, Flip City contributor now has a pilled account. Nat Rain, welcome to Pill.net, the always guaranteed free speech platform. I cannot think of any other streaming platform that will guarantee free speech. You will find something that will offend you. Just poke around over there for a while, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe they said that. Anyway, for anybody that does not know what Creative Chaos is, it is a stream created by Flip City Magazine that highlights fascinating people creating fantastic things outside the mainstream. And I just love it. And I've got a great guest for you tonight, and it's a girl. I'm super excited. Big ovary energy tonight. All right. Let us get into the show, though. If you haven't already, please give us a red pill over on Pilled or like everywhere else. I think we're on Rumble. We're on Facebook. What do you do over there? I think you like it on Facebook. And I don't think anybody ever watches on Facebook, but I continue to stream there. I don't know why. Let us bring in Batman. I heard you. I don't know if the audience heard you for your job. I know. I know. I was just like, why am I asking people? That's Batman's job.
Well, you know what? I'm out of the country. What can I tell you? And you're afraid I wasn't going to make it, but I'm here
I was
from
afraid you
Peru.
weren't going to make it. And however, I want to
You're
show you.
frozen.
I see myself just fine. And do you see me
Okay.
now? Am I moving?
Yep.
Am I
Now
moving?
you're moving.
Okay.
Digitized, but you're moving.
Just because I made it, I'm going to put it on. I was going to do your segment tonight. I spent time, you know,
You did.
so, so I didn't want to waste it.
I don't know if you noticed, but I shaved off most of the beard.
Oh, shit. You sure did.
Yeah. If you're not familiar, go see last week's show, guys, and you'll see that I had a full strapping, no shave November beard, and I finally shaved it off now that we're in February.
Well, I see you are in a t shirt. It is not freezing there.
It's 75 degrees. I'm actually sweating. I wanted to put on a tank top, but I didn't want to scare the audience off with my hairy body.
Yep. I see a
What's
freeze
up, Ben
again.
boy?
It's our
Ben,
friend.
Ben, he's your friend. He's your friend. Oh, it's Ben.
Hey
Remember?
Ben, you're my friend, Ben, you're my friend, you're the best old
Best
friend
old
there's
Ben
ever
that's ever
been,
been. Never been a
like
Ben like
Ben.
Ben. We
There
love
you
you,
go.
Ben.
So usually I'm drinking something a little stronger, but this week was like half the week got wasted away because flying into Peru, on my way into Peru, I had a monkey of a woman sitting next to me, and if Cosmic has a quick second to pull up a photo before
Okay.
uh, came home to Christy's offline, but I'm still here, so I'm just going to tell my story till she gets back in. And we got Laurie sitting in the wings, but our guest is chilling out. In the meanwhile, I wound up getting food poisoning. There you are, you're back.
Okay, good.
And literally, we got into the apartment. We got an Airbnb, and the backdrop that you see me in right now, well, you see the feet, but you can switch back, Cosmic, to me. And the the craziness of just this and then getting food poisoning. Literally 2 hours after we got back into the apartment, I didn't know which end to put over the toilet bowl because I was spewing out of one end and spewing out the other. It was disgusting. And you're offline again, but that's okay. She'll come back soon enough. In the meanwhile, I can continue telling the story and let you know that today was the first day after landing here. So this is day 3. I'm finally back on my feet. And instead of drinking a beer, I'm drinking a kombucha that is helping my stomach, my gastro here, because I'm literally finally back on my feet. Today was the first day we got to venture out after being so sick, and I saw something today, and I thought it was appropriate for this show. So I'm going to ask Cosmic to pull up the second photo that I sent him because this is what I saw on our venture today. This was hysterical.
All
There's a
right.
guy. There's all these motorcycle delivery services out here, and this guy had a motorcycle helmet that was covered in red fur. He had two giant eyeballs and an orange nose, and it was an Elmo helmet. It was fucking hysterical. All I did was laugh my ass off, but I yelled at him. I was like, "Yo, bro!" I saw the helmet sitting on his uh, side view mirror first, and I'm like, "Pregunta por favor, photograph, photograph." And he took the helmet and put it on for me and looked at me while I took the picture. It was great. Gave us a thumbs up as he drove away. It was a riot. It was absolutely hysterical.
That
So that was my foray out and about today with trying to get my prescriptions for my stomach. Thankfully, my girlfriend's niece is a doctor here in Peru, and she happens to live right around the corner from where we're staying. And she came and checked me out today and gave me a prescription for a lot of stomach stuff, probiotics and antibiotics. And I hate taking medicine to begin with, but I was so sick. But now I'm better.
good.
Cheers.
And you made it to creative chaos tonight. All kinds of just I have no idea what's going on at this very moment, but it sounds like you're hearing me just fine.
Nope, not anymore. You started glitching again. I don't know if Laurie's hearing you glitching too. You can wave, Laurie. I can see you, but nobody else can. Yeah, she's glitching. Thumbs up on the
Uh,
glitch. I got you. Okay. So yeah, I'll carry on in the
and
meanwhile. So while we're waiting for her to come back, like, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, hit the gold pill, hit the red pill, send us some gold pills on pill.net. And she's offline again. But in the meanwhile, why don't we introduce our lovely guest? Go ahead, Christy, take it
can
away.
can you hear me? Okay, good. I'm
Let's
like,
bring Laurie in.
am I like 5 minutes behind? Wait, hold on real quick before we bring Lori in. I just wanted to say the opening house band was Lunchmeat, and thank you for so much for providing your fun music. It was very high energy. All right. So our guest tonight is Lori Calcaterra, and she's a writer and basically a multi-tool of creative outbursts with her first comic series entitled Path of the Pale Rider, funding the sixth book in 3 years. That's fast, very fast. The story is set in a apocalypse, uh, set in the
Apocalyptic.
apocalyptic. Thank you. Following the extraordinary journey of Jude St. Clair as he tirelessly searches for the answer to the question, why do the dead no longer die? Let's watch a trailer and we're going to meet Lori on the other side.
I got to say hello real quick to.
Ta-da!
Lori. Now,
Hey!
now with our technical difficulties, one of them was you weren't able to see us. Can you see
I
us?
can see both of you. It's great.
Woohoo!
Yes. We're
All
good.
right. Thank you so much for
So
being here tonight.
Absolutely. Do you like my brick wall?
I love it. It
I
looks
just have
like
to
it
say
might be a
one
brick
thing.
wall.
Yes.
I just have to say one thing. You need to bring your camera in a little smaller because I can see the outer edges of where your green
Oh, I
screen
know.
is
I
sitting on the
I
frame.
had the screen filling and it was like it kept glitching and I tried this earlier today and we set it up and it was fine and now it's like glitch 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 and then I'm like of course right before I go live and now it's acting up. So that's why I
It
was like check out my brick wall.
Yeah.
it's got to be a full moon with all the craziness
Gotta
going on. I
be.
don't know if it is or not. I can't see the
And this
moon.
is
It's
as
been
close as I
overcast
can
all
get my
day.
I'm literally like I can touch it. So it's not like I can get it much closer.
Well,
So
There you
you
go.
know what I particularly like about it is that everything else is white, so you kind of look like you live in a non-existence reality.
oh, it is what it is. I'm gonna need one of those, Bruce. I need a beer too. Please.
Yeah.
Just
Well, this
pass
is
it.
kombucha, unfortunately, not a
Oh,
beer.
that's right, you said that. I'll take a
Yeah.
kombucha.
Sure. From Peru. Here you go.
Thank
Best in the stream.
you. Oh, it turned into the tears of my readers. Excellent. I'll be drinking
That's right,
Love it.
delicious.
and it's funny because I actually have the tears of Lori's readers on my notes to remember to ask her about, but we can't get there yet because we
Oh
need to
wait.
do our rapid fire thing. Go ahead, Bruce.
I'm
Yes. Go
ready.
ahead, Cosmic. Run the stinger. So we're going to ask you a series of very rapid fire questions, and you just need to come up with the answer right off the top of your head, first thing that comes to your mind. So we're going to ask you a few of your favorite things.
Okay.
These are a few of my favorite things.
Love it.
I was gonna
Okay.
sing.
Favorite food.
Oh, favorite food? I'm sorry. I'm gonna say pierogi.
Ooh, pierogi.
Homemade
Okay.
homemade
The
pierogi. Homemade pierogi.
Polish pierogies or the Russian pierogies? The German
Polish.
pierogies?
Polish pierogi.
Polish.
Mhm.
Polish pierogies. With sour cream or with jam?
Sour cream.
Nice. Okay.
Mhm.
Girl after my own heart.
Yes.
There you go. All right. Favorite drink?
I'm gonna say Maker's Mark and just Coke. I think that's
Oh,
Okay.
I could drink one of those every day of the week if I
There
was
you
so
go.
inclined.
you're
Just
an
one
alcoholic.
every day of the week, not all day of
I
the week.
don't drink it every day, but if I was inclined to have like it doesn't matter what day it is. If it's a Tuesday, if it's Thanksgiving, if it's, New Year's Eve, Maker's Mark and a Coke, I'm good. Taken
Yeah,
care
you got the audiences chiming in.
of.
Raul and Tia are chiming in with Chinese food
Yum.
and Bloody Mary. So
Avocados?
he's filling in as well.
Nice.
Okay. Favorite character, any genre, TV, movie, comic, other, any genre, favorite character.
Trinity from The Matrix, the original Matrix.
Oh,
Ooh.
cool.
Ooh. Okay, that's a good
Badass.
one.
Yes.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Favorite music, any kind of music.
Mm, classical with like a cello. I play the cello, so like Yo-Yo Ma,
Wow. Okay.
Dvorak Suite.
That's
I think that's probably
okay.
my favorite. I would
Very
listen to that
cool.
every day.
Like I said with the intro, she is a multi-tool of
I
creative. I
do a
didn't
lot of
know you.
things.
Yeah, I didn't know you played cello too.
I do.
You're gonna laugh, but you wouldn't guess this. But I really enjoy Baroque music.
Really?
Yeah,
I
yeah. My
don't have
dad turned me on to Baroque way early on when I was young. It was
Yeah,
called it was called Sunday Baroque, and
nice.
it was a public broadcast station, and we would listen to it on the car on the way into Hebrew school on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And when he would pick us up from Hebrew school and take us to the office, because he would always do his paperwork on Sundays, we would sit and hang out and do either our homework from Hebrew school or our regular homework. But he would have the Baroque playing in the car both ways. He'd pick up
Nice.
fresh bagels and rolls from the bakery and pick us up from Hebrew school, and we'd have those there while he was doing his work. and we'd be listening to the Baroque in the background.
That's
So I really do
awesome.
enjoy good Baroque music, but I listen to everything. But Baroque is actually one of my favorite in terms of classical music
Nice.
I love
in its own
working
genre.
You love
working
what?
to classical music is the way to
Yeah,
go.
yeah, it
Yeah.
really is.
It stimulates other parts of the brain that people don't realize.
Yeah.
It really triggers a lot of creativity, and people
Mhm.
just, unless you really know, you don't know.
Right. Right.
Okay.
100%.
We did favorite food, favorite music. Oh, Christy, help me out here.
Oh, I actually wrote them down. Wait, did we do favorite movie? Yeah. No, we didn't do favorite
No,
movie.
favorite movie.
Yay. The Matrix. The
It
first
just
the
goes.
first
It just goes
one.
hand in hand.
Yeah,
Favorite
yeah.
character, favorite movie, kind of hand
Yeah,
in hand.
yeah. I mean, the
Um,
action in there, the cinematography in there, the message in there, the music, the costumes. I mean, like, that movie has everything, and it's still great. Like, I couldn't let my kids watch the whole thing, but I was like, "You gotta see just the beginning," and with Trinity and that fight scene, with the agents and on the roof and jumping out, it's like, it's amazing. It's an amazing movie.
the
100%.
first movie is by far one of my favorites as
Yeah,
well, and it's
absolutely.
funny because
Yeah.
Raul's in there, still hanging in there. He goes, his favorite character is Dick Tracy. His favorite band is Devo,
Oh.
and if he likes Devo, then he's got to go back and watch one of our shows. The Three Beermen did when we had TL Spuds on because we did a whole retrospective on Devo and Cosmic. If you can just pop on for one quick second and fill in Raul and T what episode of Three Beermen that was, you can go back and watch it. While I say hi, Doc Blaylock. Say hi
Hi,
to Doc
Doc.
Blaylock, Laurie.
Yeah,
He's
hi,
saying hello to
Doc.
Oh,
you.
he hates me
He does?
in a loving way. Tells me I'm the bane of his existence, and then I chuckle and laugh and wave at him. Hi.
Okay, I
So
have to know why though.
Oh, he's just jealous.
Okay.
is, uh, is it like the stepfather syndrome for him or what?
Stepfather syndrome. I don't know. Let him tell you. Every time I ask him, I'm like, maybe so and so could be the bane of your existence. He's like, no, it's that bitch Laurie Calcaterra. I'm like, okay, thank you.
All right.
Moving
Well,
on.
pause if you can send Doc Blaylock the link. We're
So he can
gonna
come and
start some
harass me?
shit right
No.
here.
No, this is my show. He's not invited. He can stay in the chat and harass me from there.
It's very funny and because just real quick, you are calling out Raul and T. I am not seeing their comments.
Really? I see them.
Cosmic's got him in the VMOX, EVMOX on the sidebar.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
looking
seeing
at
them
them.
because I have them open on the screen to my left. They're over here.
Anyway,
Okay.
whatever the full moon thing that's happening,
I
like
don't see all of them. I only see the ones that are posted here in the EVMOX. So if you're able to pull them up, I can see them. Cosmic hears me shout them out, and then he posts them up on the screen. So
yeah, this
it
is
is what
the
it
last
is.
one I see is
That one?
saying that looks like Laurie Calcaterra, and I heard that in a very sarcastic manner.
Yay.
So wait
Be
a
nice
minute.
podcast.
Isn't is it true that Lori does her own show with Pops?
I do. Well, I do a few shows,
Well, this is true, but
right?
the one
Are
specifically
you talking
that
about Killer Karen?
Killer
Yes,
Karen.
I I
That
love
one is
Kayla
such an
Karen.
intentional dumpster fire. It's so much fun. And I feel like the last guest that came on, I came with something for that, like specific for that guest, and he had no idea what to do. He was like, all right, well, let's roll with this. And then it just kept going and going. He was
he
mad.
didn't get
But
it that it was tongue in cheek.
no, he knew, but sometimes they come with a plan. Like the guy that came as one of his characters, and we had like a drinking contest, or the guy that was from Canada who played off all the Canadian tropes he could think of. He was like pouring maple syrup in his Tim Hortons coffee and eating maple crunch, whatever. But this guy, I don't know what he came with, but I just completely derailed him with Karen right from the beginning, and he was like, "Okay," and then it just escalated from there until at the end he was almost Karen-esque in his rants back at me, which just made
Nice.
Karen cackle when people rant because It was like, "Oh, your Karen's coming out. I'm so excited. Like, I'll see you at Christmas." Like,
Okay, so that was the Von Coleman
yes, that was
episode,
Von Coleman.
and you were calling him
I was
Bon
calling him
Bon.
Bonbon,
Yep,
and
it
I
was
kept telling him that
adorable.
we were related because he was blonde. So I was like,
Yes.
"Oh, see, we're related." And then at some point during the show, Christy, he said, "Let's be honest." And I was like, "See, I told you." It's like, "We're related."
Oh my gosh, that is I love that episode, by the way, because I had just had Von Coleman on my show, and I'm like, "Okay, I have to watch this," and I had no idea. I didn't so that was not planned at all. You did not know.
Well, I planned it, but he didn't.
That's awesome. Okay, I
Here's the
love it
thing.
even
So,
more now.
wait. I have to ask. I know you and Dante go back and forth. Pops and you go do your thing, but do you ever conspire with the guest, or is it all totally off cuff?
Sometimes we have to, like, it was Chad Perkins that came on and we had the drinking contest. We had to be prepared for that with, we had fake, obviously, we had bottles with water. I
Right.
don't know about Pops. He could have been drinking.
I'm sure you might have been. Yep.
But for us to coordinate that, we had to know in advance. And sometimes Pops and I will talk behind the scenes, like, what are we going to do to this guy? He's coming on this week. And so we might
Right.
come
Right.
up with
Right.
stuff. But in the beginning, sometimes the guests did tell us, and other times we were like, just come on and do your thing. Edward Davis was on, and he was like, I'm a Karen hunter. We come from a fraternal order. Like, instead of, ooh, I like it. It's from Tombstone. I love it. I love Westerns.
Well,
Anyway,
that's
so that
that's a
one was,
response. That was a
huh?
response to me. That was a
To you?
response to me. I texted him in the chats.
Oh,
I've got my phone unpilled, so I was in the
oh.
chats just now saying hello to a couple of people. And Three Stroke Studio, and I popped in and said, "Yo, bro, what fucking a?" There you go. You see? You
There's
see?
my Doc Holliday mustache. It's crooked.
No, we don't call it Doc Holliday anymore. We call it the Bruce
The
Wayne
Bruce
stash
Wayne. I
or
know
the
Oh.
when
Bruce
Christy put
stash.
hers on, I put mine on in the back, and I was like, "Yay!" No one could see me, but it was still funny.
Yeah, where's yours, Christy? Come on, put yours on too. Get the
Oh,
three
You
of
could
us
take
on
a
stage with
screenshot,
our
like the three of us.
mustaches.
Mine's like,
Right up in the camera there. Get up in the camera there.
this is some great promotion here.
Actually, pretty good.
I was on somebody's podcast, and I
I'm
put the
wondering if we should
mustache
just
on.
go
Everybody
the
was
rest of
like,
the night like that.
"Why?" Because I can. I love wearing this mustache.
This may make a very good sticker for Pilled.
There you go.
Well,
It's funny. I troll people with mustaches all the time. I,
You ever say, "I
I'll,
mustache you a question"?
I must ask you a
I
question. Yes.
mustache you a question.
See,
It, that's all right. I will shave it for later.
I will.
I
I'll
will
come on.
use
I'll come
that
on
fun
Killer
pun.
Karen, and that'll be your start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do mustache jokes the entire time. Bye, Doc. See you
Bye,
later.
Doc.
Later, Doc.
I'll be the bane of your existence again tomorrow.
Well, on
Go
that
ahead,
note,
Christy.
because we still have not even talked 1 second about I was gonna call you
F?
Karen.
I don't want to talk about Karen. Karen.
All right, I'll mute.
About no, you don't have to mute. About your campaign. It's already
Yeah.
funded, by the way. But
Mhm.
something I like to do on my show is the quick elevator pitch, and I think you've got a really good one.
Yeah, yeah. Death is broken. Am I going? Am I going now? I go now. Yes?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. All right. So in this world, death has been broken. If you like things like Book of Eli, spaghetti westerns, Walking Dead with a little sprinkle of cocaine bear on top, those are all the boxes that we check. And so in this world, with death being broken, your body can die, but your soul doesn't leave your body upon death. You're in it as you decay, which means you're yourself. You're not brain eating, flesh craving zombie. You're yourself. But as your brain rots, you lose your memories. You can become violent, detached, vegetative. It hits everybody differently. It's like dementia, but in fast forward. Oh, and did I mention it's people, animals, insects, and fish? Death is broken for all. So we start the series 10 years into that apocalypse, and we're following this cowboy named Jude St. Clair, who is like the last guy still looking for the answer of why do the dead no longer die. It's a wild ride. And we drop you 10 years into that, and the first thing that Jude has to deal with is a zombie bear, is an undead bear, rage bear. It doesn't go well for him. He's not a superhero. He's just a sarcastic bastard with a heart of gold. And he has an overabundance of luck. Good luck, bad luck. Maybe you have to decide for yourself. But we're all the way into issue 6. I'm so excited to be here because this is where like everything goes wrong and Jude gets a new mission. And I've been talking about this since the beginning, but issue number 7 is my absolute favorite in this 12 issue arc. And we're just about there. You got to get this issue. You got to get caught up. So when we launch 7, you're there for that because it will blow your mind. It's going to change the whole course of what we've been seeing in this story. And you're not going to get anything like this in Hollywood, right?
Right?
All we get is reboot, recycle, regurgitation. And I'm done with that. Come here to Indy where we have the good stuff,
Oh,
So
yeah.
right?
let me ask you a question.
Yes. Ask me
So
all the questions.
a newbie like me that has no idea about your book wants to find all 6 parts. How do I do that?
They're on the campaign. So we
Which
have
is where?
you have to go to Kickstarter
Oh,
and
look at that. Doc's already put it in the pill.net chat.
oh, thank you.
So I'm gonna
Nice.
open it now.
Perfect.
Go
Yeah, the
ahead.
link is there. Um, there's a ton of stuff on the campaign to look at, to explore, because we are an experience. We're more than just a comic book, which you'll find out. However, we have these things called ketchup tiers. And in my campaign, it's actually called ketchup, KETCHUP, because we have ketchup, mustard, and hot sauce on this campaign. The ketchup and mustard are just figures of speech, but you can get actual hot sauce on this
Mhm.
campaign.
And you
You
make your
sure?
own hot sauce, I
I
understand.
do. That's one of the 17 hats I wear.
Yeah. Well, I saw on Facebook also you're a killer at baking.
I bake. In fact, I put together a loaf of bread today. It's sourdough, so it's chilling. It's chilling right now. We're gonna bake it tomorrow. I do yeasted breads. I do braided breads, cookies, macaroons, you name it. The only thing I hate doing is decorating cakes. I can't stand that. I buy cakes. Nah, I just buy it. I can
Yeah.
bake it. I don't want to decorate it. I don't want to.
It's labor intensive, but not that doing macaroons isn't.
Yeah, it's just different. I don't know. I just don't have the patience or skill for decorating cakes, and that's okay. I think if I did, that people, I already get people that look at me like you're. I'm so sick of you, Lori. How many different things do you have to be good at? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe that's
sorry.
why your bane of dogs exists.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I was like, if I had that one more thing, it would be too much. It would be too many things to be good at. So yeah. So if you're gonna catch up on all 6, there's actually 2 options. You want to look up ketchup or mustard. So ketchup is all 6 individual copies and the PDFs, which is awesome because when we're done with production and editing, we release the digital version first, so you
Okay.
can binge
So
read.
you can't see shit this way.
Looks like
I'm at the
it's a
Kickstarter,
nice blank screen.
Kickstarter site.
Yeah.
Path of the Pal Rider issues 1 through 6.
Yes.
Rewards, add-ons, payments. Select your reward.
Yes.
Pledge without a reward.
There should be one that says
Available reward.
ketchup.
Select country. So
KET.
United States.
I did see that cute ketchup tier.
Yeah, it's the ketchup. Look at ketchup and mustard, Bruce, because the ketchup is the all 6 individual, Mustard is actually a little bit less expensive. You get the trade paperback plus 5 and 6. So it just depends if you prefer the trade or
I
if
just
you
catch
want
up. I just want to catch up.
keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. That's what the tomato said. Catch up.
That's what the tomato said. So I am not any
Keep
okay,
going.
catch up. I mean catch up.
Keep going.
$55
Nope, back down.
plus $12. So here it is, $55 plus $12 shipping, and it gives you
Yes.
you stumble into
You
congrats.
know,
Da-da-da-da.
you know, while
Okay.
while while Bruce is
So
figuring that out, I just gotta say that what I thought I laughed because I just thought of that punny joke from Pulp Fiction.
Which one?
Where she tells a joke about the mom and dad tomato
Yeah.
walking, and
This,
the kid keeps falling behind. They
yeah.
smash him and say ketchup.
Yes. That's what
Yeah.
I was I'm right there with you. That's what I was thinking too. It's like catch up.
all right, so you're saying the catch up pledge.
Yay.
So I click the catch up pledge,
Uh-huh.
and then it takes me to poker card, 10 of hearts.
Now, there's a bunch of add-ons, and it's totally up to you what you want to do, but you can add on t-shirts, hoodies. The poker cards I recommend because from every 50 backers, last few campaigns and then going forward, we're building a poker deck. And
Oh,
so,
that's cool.
Kaz, if you go to add-ons, you can actually click on that left side and click on add-ons, and it'll take you right to the add-ons. But we've been building this poker deck for a little bit already. So there's like probably a handful of cards that we've already unlocked.
Yeah, there is. I'll read them off real quick so people understand. It's the poker cards, 10 of hearts. You've got the poker card, 10 of spades, 9 of hearts, ace of hearts, the Joker card. That's the Dwayne Fink character card. Then there's the
Kaz, I'm
King of
sorry, it's
Hearts
stretch
dude
goals.
card. Then there's the King of Spades, which is Big James.
Yes.
And that's what you've got so far. And then
Yeah.
from there, it goes into the 5x7 print of
Yeah.
Vicious Big James.
There's a whole you don't want to read them all out loud. There's like a whole virtual store there. There's the poker cards. So we've
There you
unlocked
go.
quite a few. So if you're gonna catch up and then go forward with us, this is the one that we've unlocked so far. We will unlock another one at 100 backers. If we get to 150, which we've been so close, we'll unlock a third one. But this is what the back looks like. And then
That's a
we're
cool
just going to
back.
continue building the poker deck as we go through issues. So, I mean, you guys, you do what you're comfortable with. But there's a ton of great stuff in those add-ons. We have a choose your own adventure book called Choose Your Own Path. So you're going to read the story, but choose your own path. You get to put on the hat and boots and walk around the apocalyptic West, and you run bounties. And you can see how long you survive. It's not very long. I like to kill people in the most gruesome and creative ways. So you might get skinned. You might be a head on a rock in the middle of a desert. You might explode. I don't know. You could get eaten by a zombie tiger. I got all sorts of stuff in there. So we do
Wow,
have
I
variant covers. You like that one?
I'm just falling in love with your project more and more.
Thank you.
Because
Yeah.
because because I did absolutely know that you do a lot of interactive things, and who does not love a choose your own adventure? Smart, you're so smart.
I love it, but it's like you get to try it. You get to see how long you survive. And there's a ton of crazy stuff in that book that we don't maybe see until later in Path of the Pill Rider, the main series. Um we have sketch covers. Check this out. So there's a tier where you can have Gilbert Perez, the man himself, draw you a custom sketch cover. So it's a one of a kind and you get to pick the character that goes on the front. We got a ton of original art. There's so much. There's so much on this campaign, you guys. You can go take a look. I make all the shirts. If you
What
if you
I
have to ask,
my screen's not very big, but that red one that popped up looked very weirdly Dr. Seuss like.
Okay. And so in the story, Jude St. Clair is going to this town called Santa Claus. It's a real place. It's a ghost town in Arizona. But since it's called Santa Claus, we were having fun with that. So in the town of Santa Claus, they don't let you go in if you're undead. And so one of their favorite things to do is to stick you on their Christmas tree out front. So that was a Christmas tree covered in zombie parts, is what it
You
was.
Well, you know what's funny, Lori? Like, so I don't know a ton about your actual project, but just like kind of looking at what you put out there, through all your promos and everything, it seems like you have a ton of comedy
I thank you.
like woven into this. Because like I just look at the stuff you put out, and I'm like, this is funny. This is funny. I mean, like, is this purposeful? I mean,
Yes.
it's great.
Thank you.
It seems like it would make a really awesome horror comedy.
Thank you. And I mean, when I wrote this, well, first of all, I wrote this in 2018. And so, Bruce, when you're reading this and you get to issue 3 and it looks like and smells like the pandemic, I'm sorry. I wrote that before the pandemic. In fact, I had written that the apocalypse starts on March 5th, 2020.
Oh shit!
Wait, hold on. You, are you
Before the
kidding me?
pandemic,
Are
Before
you
they
I
locked
wrote
kidding
us
it in
me?
down on the 20th.
2018. I wrote it in 2018. It was complete in 2019. And I had
That's
started to turn
crazy.
Oh, dude,
it was
I'm
a full-length
seriously
movie.
I'm getting goosebumps.
It's
I'm weirded
crazy.
out.
It's crazy, and Chrissy, you will not believe, because there's still stuff happening now that is in my script that we haven't gotten to yet in the story. And so only a handful of people like myself, my artist, my editor have read the whole script. My sister has read the whole script. And so when stuff happens on the news and we have to call each other like, "Oh my God," you know what I mean? And they always tell me this,
Woo!
Lori, stop writing. And I was like, it already wrote it. It's done. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if we continue on, the path of the Pale Rider, we're screwed.
This is awesome. Yeah, no.
So,
Well, with idiots like Fauci,
Another selling point, you guys. You want to know what happens in the future? Just
oh
buy Lori's
God.
stuff.
don't watch The Simpsons. The
Nope.
Simpsons is bullshit.
Yeah. No. Well, Simpsons
Read
does it
read
too.
Path of the Pale Rider. What? Read Path of the Pale Rider, and we'll know exactly what's going to happen.
I'm
I just
sorry.
realized Lori's a freaking Mason, y'all.
I don't know about that, but for some reason I was like tuned into something or saw Pat. I don't know. I honestly don't know. And I can't tell you some of the things because again we haven't gotten that far. But like I said, there's still things happening that are part of the story that.
And
Oh God.
it's a 12-issue story arc, is what you're
Well,
saying.
well. So when I wrote it, it was a full length movie. Right? That's what originally it was intended to be. So when you say it's supposed to be a horror comedy, that's exactly how it plays in my head, Christy. But again, it was like I wrote it and I didn't know what to do with it. I knew people in showbiz and they were like, Netflix, sell it to Netflix. This is something that Netflix would really like. And I
Mhm.
was like, how do I do that? You know? And they were like, well, you got to get a literary agent that is certified to work with Netflix. I'm like, how do you find that? They're like, we don't know. So it was a lot of like, we don't know how to do it. And even if you did, what do you have to offer Netflix?
Right.
They're like,
And
Wait,
they get,
wait. Umbrella Academy
I agree,
was perfect
but it was
for
already
Netflix.
published and had
Correct.
an audience,
that
right?
actually is, I think that's how people are doing it now. They put a ton of sweat equity into what they're doing,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then you can start selling it
That's
because
it.
you have
They want
the
the
concept.
pre-made audience. They want the butts in the seat to come along. And
Right.
so I have to do that myself. Plus, the other
Right.
thing with Netflix is that they buy the IP in entirety. And so,
Right.
if
Well,
they
no,
want to
no, no.
rewrite it,
They didn't own the rights to Umbrella Academy when they were done with it. They
maybe
own the
they had
rights to
to.
the the movie version of it, or the
When?
production of it. Hey, it's Glenn.
Hi, Glenn Fleming. You're the best. Um, but I
Hello and
think you
welcome.
have to negotiate that with them. And I think Umbrella Academy was big enough that they could. I think me as a new writer, they'd be like, "Come on, kid, here's your $500. Get out of here." You know what I mean? I
Right.
feel like I would totally get ripped off, and then they would make millions off of my property. Or the scary thing is, Bruce, they could put it on the shelf, and I can't do anything about it.
Anything about it? Yeah. So you got to find an independent who's actually really good at. Who was the guy we had on who was into making movies? Who was that guest we had on?
We had somebody that
Um,
was into making movies?
yeah, he was in. He was kind of like on the fringe of Hollyweird. Who was the
Ooh.
guest? Cosmic, if you have that
We've
information,
we've had multiple on. I My brain does
he,
not compute that
yeah,
fast. I'm
It's just
like,
a gerbil in there
yeah.
spinning on a wheel,
he
man.
he did
Me
he did
too.
scenes. There were a bunch of scenes he'd already pre-filmed. He was doing things in an old mall. He was
Oh,
telling us
cool.
stories about all the footage he was able to cram in places where he had friends. One guy was a security guard that worked in this old mall that was shut down, so he
Cool.
like stuck
It's
in with his
sounding
friends.
it's sounding familiar, but
Uh,
don't put me on the spot like this.
But, you
Bruce,
mean, even if I
When I
did go
all
remember,
that
right,
route,
yeah.
I'm
if they're
still like,
listening
it's still
in,
a
they'll
ton of
chime
money.
in.
It's still a ton of money, which is the hard part. I
That
had
is true.
a serious animation studio, um, had a scout that was out at Comic Cons, picked up my trade paperback, loved it, and was like, "We would love to animate something for you." And then, of course, we started talking, and what I'm interested in is more traditional type animation, and it was like $12,000 for 25 seconds of
Oh my
animation.
God.
And I was like,
Wow.
"I just can't afford it." As much as I would love to do that, I can't, you know what I mean? Because I head up this project, I have artists to pay, I have books to print, I gotta go to Comic-Con. That money's gotta come from somewhere. I can't sink it all into 25 seconds. I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Well, for some
eventually, it could be
sorry.
that.
You just need to
That's
find
all.
a rich backer.
I mean, we just got it's about who you know sometimes. And I think that's it. And so until that happens, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to keep telling my story the way that I'm telling my story.
Yeah,
And so
and you're
Exactly.
not doing too bad, you know. You
I'm
know.
doing pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean
Yeah, to
I feel like
fully
you
back the
are
way you
on
are.
the
That's
correct
incredible.
path and you have the right attitude about it, you know.
Thank you. I'm having fun. I'm having a fun time. And yes, our comedy is intentional. The comic can be very dark. Uh, a lot of times I point a big old spotlight at the dark side of humanity, how terrible we can be to each other. And just, there's body horror and there's a ton of stuff in there. So we intentionally break that up with some comedy. We have some very comedic characters, especially Dwayne Fink. And then my marketing is all I try to be fun. I'd gross people out because it's like, would you eat this hamburger if it was still in, or would you have relations with your dead spouse if you could remember your name? I have this whole series of grim questions that we'll go through, and but I mean, we're just having a good old time while we do this, and that's part of it, you know?
Yeah.
It's a fun
Well,
time. Come
and
on, it's
it's
fun.
quite clear in how you market it, you know, you do the goods on Facebook. And something also just regarding Facebook, I noticed when scrolling your pictures that you have some tweens holding your book, and I wanted to kind of tie that in with reading your or drinking your readers' tears. First off, what do tween tears taste like? And second, is your book appropriate for that age group? I'm just wondering.
Well, I always let the parents decide. I tell them some of the more serious topics that are in the book. We do have some self-harm. It's a whole question of existentialism. What makes you human, right? And so some of these things are going to go over the head of tweens, but the self-harm does not. I mean, that's front and center. And then, getting eaten by bears and stuff like that. So it's just but again, if you can deal with the horror, the body horror, then it's, It's fine. And all kids are different. I was
Yeah.
watching horror and slasher films and zombie movies when I was a tween. And it didn't I turned out just fine, right?
Sure. um, well, it's funny because it just reminds me of when my daughter was I was showing her Lord of the Rings since,
Yeah.
the movies since she was little. She's an adult now. But at 2 years old, she'd sit on the coffee table and when Gollum would come on, she'd go,
Isn't that
"Yay!"
funny? But I mean, like, that's just as bad. They have war, they cut off heads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they were
Yeah.
throwing heads over the they were shooting heads into the people, like, what's it town? The big old city, the white city,
Yeah.
Gondor.
Listen, and ain't that the truth? I mean, I wanted to raise a badass. She came out a badass. And that's something that we hear a lot with Flip City is I've heard everything from I have to unsubscribe because I have grandchildren that can't see your content to I let my 8-year-old read it because they need to know the truth.
Right,
You
and so
know?
it just depends on, parent style and the kid too, like, my 2 littles are, 7 and 11, and they're scared. They're scaredies. I love doing Halloween. I wanna redo the garage so the kids have to come into the garage and get scared to get candy, like, right?
You got to trick them
Yes,
to get the candy.
Yeah, we have one of
that's the
those
way to do it.
drains. We have one of those drains that looks like it's Dairy Maine where it would be in there. And so we have this yellow slicker. It's a hand me down. And I was like, we need a kid-sized mannequin to put the slicker on and like a mask who we can like jam it in there with a balloon coming out right in front of our house. Like, yeah, that'd be great. All of our candy would be left, right? But this, my kids my 11-year-old went to a haunted house for the very first time and cried the entire way. So I was like, "Okay."
So as Halloween comes up, because they know their mother, they're like crying all of October. I'm like,
No,
no.
it just means that I have to restrain my inner demons for a few more years so I don't have to pay for therapy. Once they're
Too
old enough,
late.
they can pay for their own therapy, then it's fine. I haven't actually done the things, Bruce, but we've been
No,
like,
I know, but you've traumatized them enough with just with your
maybe.
art.
They don't read my book. So that's my point is they don't read my book because I know how they will react to it. So,
You think
yeah,
they haven't seen you drawing it?
I don't draw it.
Oh, not at all.
I'm the writer.
So you're strictly the writer,
I
and
letter.
all.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I letter. So, I'm the writer. I work with Gilbert Perez. He is the
So Gilbert
penciler.
draws everything.
Gilbert draws everything. He's the penciler and inker, and then it goes to Matt Chambers, who's our colorist, and then it comes back to me to letter, and then it goes to our editor, Rachel Bullock,
Full
and then
crew. Good for
ultimately back
you.
to me so I can format it and
Approved and
upload it to the
finalize it.
printer. Yeah,
Nice. Very nice.
that's
All
our work.
right.
Yeah, I mean it's a process. It's
It
a process.
100%. And everybody's an adult. Everybody has a life, a schedule, and we all kind of have to work around when this comic is going to be due. Like we're going to fulfill in April, so that's the goal. We're getting that
Right.
done. A lot of that heavy lifting is on Gilbert because the pencils and inks take the longest. And then,
Yep.
Matt Chambers is so busy. I think he's working on 8 different books right now. It's insane how much that guy can, how many plates he can have spinning. But that's just part of it. Like Rachel edits multiple projects. I'm lettering multiple projects. Sometimes I'm writing anthology pieces for other books. But it's like as soon as the Kickstarter's done and we get those funds, we're all together. Our heads are together, and we're making this thing. So it's so cool. It's such a great experience to take an idea out of your head, put it on paper, and let someone else envision it. You know what I mean? It's such a great feeling anytime I get a new delivery of books and I'm opening these gorgeous books where my story is inside. It's like Christmas and birthday, and it's just it's an amazing feeling. So if you guys are creators and you're thinking about doing this, please do it. You only live once, get it done. Then it's your immortality. That book stays forever, right?
Yeah.
It is
Your
true. And
legacy is there. for
Not just
everyone to
And you
read.
there.
definitely will not be memory hold because it is in the physical,
Right.
you know.
Exactly.
Well, Lori, you're such a fascinating person. We're almost 1 hour in, and
Are
I
we really?
do, yeah,
We
and
haven't done any of our original
we haven't
segments.
even done in any segments. And Bruce, we had such like a screw up with like the tech and everything, and it was super awkward at the beginning. We didn't do a pitch, and I have a special pitch tonight. Lori,
Oh,
can you like just chill
I
and
don't have
watch us
anywhere else
take
to
this?
be. We're
Okay, cool.
good. My kids are off school tomorrow. They can stay up late. I don't. Let's just hang out. We're gonna have fun.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because I do need to let people know about this. We've got 18 live viewers across platform, and then another 13 live viewers over on pill.net. So
Hi.
I'm not doing maths right now. That's around 30. But I did want to tell you guys, and cause I'm assuming you still have this up and ready to go. We have a special thing that's going on right now. We've done a live collaboration with the Madness Comic Network. Flip City has, and I need people to vote. And I need to get this
Ooh.
up for myself as well. So basically, I didn't even come up with this. The guys over on the Madness
It's so
Comic
cool.
Network's open draw stream got together and said, "Hey, we should do a thing for Flip City. Let's do a collaboration." So the very first collaboration that we did was serial killers and the women that love them. I spoke about it briefly last week. The voting is open right now. What we are voting on is a winner to get a free ad run in the next edition of Flip City Magazine, and I want people to vote. I'm trying to get that. I'm finding this straw poll now, so I'm going to drop this in. I'm going to drop this in the chat. So anybody that's out there watching, if you can click the link and go over and vote on your favorite serial killer and woman that loves him, I'd be so happy. So we've got Levi Skeen's entry. He did Robert Picton and a pig nose girl. If anybody doesn't know who Robert Picton was, he was a Canadian serial killer that killed women and then fed them to the the pigs. So the woman that loves him is a pig nose girl. And then Rob Wilson, he kind of after the fact, after he submitted, he didn't really understand the assignment. So he did the Night Stalker and a demon. He just thought it was serial killers. But hey, the demon loves Night Stalker. Why not? Then we've got Addie Kidd here. She made up a serial killer named Peanut Dan. And the way he serial kills is by eating peanuts, then kissing women with peanut allergies.
What a dick.
Yeah, exactly, asshole. And then and then Edwin Badillo. I'm not quite sure what the serial killer is. We have not gotten together for him to let me know, but the illustration is badass. By the way, anybody that wants to go over and look, these are smaller illustrations, but you can right click and open in a new tab and you can see them larger. Scroll down to Omar Garcia, and I thought this was a hilarious idea. He didn't even want to submit because he did not like the topic. He's like, there's nothing funny about serial killers. But then he came up with the unintentional serial killer of an OnlyFans girl who basically unintentionally kills her simps because they're giving her all their money. And so they can't eat. And so they starved to death.
Happy.
And then we got another Omar. No, I'm sorry, not Omar. Raul, if you're still out there, there is your entry, and it is another Night Stalker. And I just said tiny woman because there's a tiny woman over there in the corner. So, did I even drop that link yet? Wow. I was so busy and so enthralled with all this art that
Nope,
was
you didn't.
submitted.
Pops put it.
Pops
Pops put
dropped it
it.
somewhere, but I don't see where.
All right.
It's in. I see it in YouTube.
So you guys, our goal is to get 100 votes by the time this closes. And cause if you can do me a huge favor and just show results because when I checked it last, we were at near 80. So that was really exciting to me. Um, and we got 86 votes. We are only 14 away from getting our goal of 100 votes. So head over to that link. I'm also making sure that I drop it in Pilled if it's not already there.
It's not already there yet
All
because I
right,
was looking
cool.
for it.
Is there. So go vote. Lori, you as well. I meant to do this while you were waiting backstage so you can go vote.
I just
So
did.
You and Cosmic dropped at the exact same time. That's hysterical.
all
Yeah,
right.
I just voted.
All right, awesome. Yeah, and the winner, like I said, gets a quarter page ad run in the next Flip City. And basically, this is a challenge to Scott as well because he writes around art. So some of those things are going to give him a challenge to make them funny, like the Night Stalker with the demon. It's like, okay, let's make that funny. Express Time Magazine. Thank you, Lori, so much for sticking around for that one. And it
Oh,
is time
absolutely.
for us to go in to our very first segment, which is mansplain. And you don't get out of it because you're a woman.
Mansplaining has positively changed her life. You can see it in her eyes. These are her eyes.
These are her eyes.
That's right. And those were her eyes. And Lori, normally if I have a woman on, which I think I've only ever had one other woman on, I don't want to assume gender, but we've talked a lot about it. You're a lady.
I'm a
But
lady.
here's I wanted to kind of give you a challenge because I know that you love improv. So I do want you to improv as any kind of dude. It does not matter. You can be a weak man, you can be a strong man, you can put your mustache back on. I do not care. But what I'd love for you to mansplain to me is, what do women want?
You don't know what women want? Let me tell you what women want. They want a strong man to take care of them so they don't have to think or pay nothing in a relationship. Women, they want you with, the big pockets and then the bigger pockets. Got to fill those pockets. You know what I mean. I could tell you again if you want. Did you get it?
I I I'm a woman myself, and that's exactly what I want.
Not
Big
me.
pockets.
I'm a strong man. I'm a strong man. And I got a mustache. The women, they like the mustache. Let me tell you something. Did you know that women are more likely to go after the tall men than the short men?
I did know that. Like,
I don't think you did. Let me tell you again. The women like the big strong men, not no wimpy. Mm-mm. Man, you need that mustache to know that you have enough testosterone to fill all those pockets.
the po- the pockets.
These pockets and then the other pockets.
Oh, the woman's pockets.
Yes, the flesh pockets.
Okay. I feel like I shouldn't say that I
If I
know.
move enough, it'll fall off. There we go.
All
We
right,
can put the
awesome.
mustache on the microphone.
I think this might have been the best mansplain. I think actual men are a little bit like they're a little nervous to actually mansplain, even though I encourage them to do so.
You can. We will gloss over. Okay. Yes, dear. Uh-huh.
No, I liked filling the pockets.
It's important to fill those pockets. All kinds of pockets.
Wink. All right. Well, on that note, I feel a little awkward now, but
Right, let's do another one.
we're actually going into the next segment. But Bruce, do
Ooh.
you have any, because you are an actual man?
Oh, wait,
Do
I'll
you have
take off the
anything to
mask.
say?
Me? Oh,
No,
Bruce.
no,
I
no,
was like, what am I doing?
no, I think he's checked out. I think
I think he
he
muted
glazed
himself on
over.
purpose.
Yeah.
No, I've got a pocket waiting for me to be filled. I mean, I'm just
Oh! He's like, "Okay, let's get through these segments. I'm in for Brew."
Women just have more pockets. That's all.
All right,
I'm sure
awesome.
she's already in the bedroom.
That's right. Our next segment. Let's just get into our next segment because we are running a teeny tiny bit behind.
That's all right. Lori's got nowhere to go for the next hour.
It
This is
it is
true.
true.
I was fully intending to stay here as long as necessary.
Good.
Glenn is.
I wanna live with a conspiracy girl. I could be prepping the rest of my life with a conspiracy girl.
Those weren't aliens.
You are now officially with the conspiracy girl. We are in conspiracy corner, Lori, and the the reason we go into conspiracy corner is because basically, if you don't absolutely agree with every mainstream narrative, you are a conspiracy theorist. So I'm assuming you are.
100%.
Okay, awesome. And we have a wheel.
Oh, let's spin it.
We're gonna spin the wheel.
Excited.
Levi Skeen, if you're out there
Oh, look
lurking,
so many.
we're doing this for you. So here's how the wheel works, Lori. You get 3 spins. You can stay on topic 1 or topic 2, but if you go for a third spin, you're stuck with that topic. It does
Gotcha.
not matter if you know anything about it. You can literally make stuff up. It does not matter because this
Got
is
it.
conspiracy corner. Are you ready to spin the wheel?
Spin the wheel, baby.
Woo! Go.
Oh, he's so dizzy. We're Flip City.
Well, it's kind of a torture wheel as well.
Oh, chemtrails.
Ooh. That just recently came out as a
No.
real thing, right?
You're talking about cloud seeding?
I
So
have
that's the technical name the government gave it. What it really is chemtrails.
Yeah.
yeah.
Aluminum
And
flakes.
and that's the
Yes.
thing too. Like it really seemed like the more people learned about it, then it became cloud seeding because I had never heard it until maybe the last 18 months. I'm like, cloud
Really?
seeding? No, they're fucking poisoning us.
Yeah,
Anyway,
well, we thought it was chemicals, right? Because I mean, how long does the stripy thing that the airplane leave behind usually last? And does it rain down on you? Like I have questions about that, right? Because sometimes you see a lot and sometimes you don't see any. Is it the atmosphere? But then they're saying that I haven't seen a chemtrail since I like
I
how we
have
tie it
been
all together.
I've been
But it's
watching.
like putting chemicals in the air so that it accumulates water and rains more. And are they doing this for farming? Are they doing this in deserts? Are they doing this in drought like areas like California? And then why are they doing it in places like Florida? And then we have can I swear here? I
Yeah.
think we can. Why do we have fucking 15 hurricanes hitting the same place all of a sudden? Right? So that was the big conspiracy. It's like Helene came through and then Milton came through, and we're like, how is this possible where we're getting these just giant hurricanes all at the same time? And then people are tracking these planes, these government planes that are going out into the hurricanes before they're picking up speed and hitting land. It's like, why are they there? Are they observing or what are they doing? Are they dropping chemicals? Are they cloud seeding? Who knows?
That is really interesting. So I'm assuming you're sticking with chemtrails.
That's what we just did, right? Are we
Oh yeah,
can we
no,
do
no, no.
another one?
We actually could if you wanted to, but
Ooh,
I
what
do
else is in
want
there?
so something I learned about 2 years ago, and it was after we had okay, so I'm in Southern California, right? But
Yes.
in the mountains, it does snow. We got 6 feet of snow. That does not happen here. And during that, because we got hit by like storm after storm after storm, and in between storms, crisscrossed chemtrails, and I heard that was a thing. Like if they
Ooh,
crisscross, they make storms, but I don't know.
I don't know if
I
there's a pattern to it. That would be interesting.
It would be
Just
interesting.
someone just writes "F you" in chemtrail. It's like, I think that's pretty obvious.
Well, that's the thing too, like, from childhood, I'm assuming you're not too much younger or older than me. Do you remember that shit from childhood, like, laying in the grass, like,
Yes.
seeing these stripes? Because I don't. I think you might be quite a bit younger than me then.
I do remember seeing them, but like I've said, there's been days where I see all of them. Like they're just everywhere. And then there's other days where you don't see any. And we live we're in Dallas area, and so we're not too far from the airport. So we'll see airplanes quite frequently in our area, but why is it that some of them leave chemtrails and some of them don't? If it's a naturally occurring thing, if it's not man manipulated, see what I mean? Then
Yeah.
how come sometimes you see them and sometimes you don't? I don't know the science behind it. If it's the weather, the humidity, the air condition, what? But it's bizarre to me that some days you look up and it's just like everywhere chemtrails. I've never really kept notes to see if it happens directly after that. Hmm.
So Glenn's in the chats over there, your buddy Glenn
Yeah.
Fleming. He's like, silver nitrates were allegedly dropped over Cuba in the early 60s to ruin Fidel's crops, so it's not a new thing. And then he continued on with, I get crisscross chemtrails over here, over me every day. No hurricanes yet.
Keep us
Hmm.
posted. Do they have to crisscross over the ocean to start it? Is that way for it to be a hurricane? I
All
don't
I
know.
know is that I had a dear friend of mine, he's since passed away, but he had a heart attack, unfortunately. Our dear friend off grid, the 49th, he was telling me prior to his passing that over the last 5 years, he noticed that the plants were turning brown quicker because the rain was becoming more acidic. And he was
Mm,
actually testing the rainwater. And he was living literally off grid for 30 years. And he noticed that over the last 5 years, the acidity in the rain was getting thicker and heavier, and it was killing the plants sooner so that they would
interesting.
brown quicker and he wouldn't be able to harvest as they weren't growing as thick, they weren't growing as full. So, and he attributes that to the cloud seeding or chemtrails, whatever the government decides to not call it.
Well, let me ask you this, Lori. Are you in your multi-tooled talent belt? Are you a gardener as well?
I was before we moved to Texas. I had a full-on garden in Michigan. I had several raised beds and I would grow a ton of stuff. It's just too hot here. I don't think I have figured out what to grow yet. I used to grow tomatoes and beets and lettuce, carrots, onions, but here it's like it's so hot. Everything just is like you said, it's brown, it's burnt. So I've had a hard time doing some gardening here. So I kind of gave up for a while. There is a like a farmer's market, like there's a farm, and they actually can spend time doing this, right? So I just go there and I pick their stuff.
Yeah.
It's like you do all the hard stuff and keep the things alive, and then
Yeah,
I'll
as
just
long
come
as
buy
you
them.
Yeah, as
What's
long
that?
as you've got access to fresh produce, it's a
Yes.
lot better than having to go to the grocery store and get something that's brought in on a truck from God knows
Yeah.
what part of South America, like I'm here now.
Gross. Sometimes. I mean, like sometimes you go look at the produce and it's already turning. And it's like,
Yeah. Or,
um,
it's GMO'd, which means it lasts for 20 years. I
yes.
had an apple sitting on a friggin' counter for 3 weeks and it did not turn brown. I'm like, what the? And I was eating the other ones, and this was the only one. For some reason, I just kept ignoring this one apple, and it sat there for 3 weeks, and it was still rock hard, still solid.
You
At
know,
like,
GMOs is one of the theories in my book. It's one of the conspiracy theories in
Oh,
my
yeah?
book about what broke death. Just saying.
Oh.
There's a whole section of
wow.
conspiracy theories that my character follows. He's trying to figure it out, right? And so there's a huge tie between what we're doing and Path of the Pill Rider, because there's conspiracy theories in that world too. Oh,
Just
So with the
amazing.
because
GMOs and the vaccines and the who knows what, they're feeding us all this
Government,
crap and the chemicals they're putting in our
rapture.
food.
Right. Is it, there's a religious element, like was something spiritual happen and we don't know? Like, did the rapture happen and we're just stuck here? Is
ooh,
it aliens? Is it food, like contaminated food? Is it like government experimentation on the population and we weren't aware? Like, there's so many different conspiracy theories that I love that are real. You know what I mean? Someone was like, it's nanotech technology. I'm telling you, the government has been fiddling around with this nanotech in humans. And this is a real thing where they could put nanotechs in your body to increase like your oxygen supply so you can hold your breath for longer. Stuff like that. It's like you don't get tired running because you're not oxygen depleted. So it's like, did something go wrong and now we all have nanotech in us and we can't die? Like, why? So I love conspiracy theories. We could play this game all night. Yay.
yay!
I need a tinfoil hat, man.
Well,
I actually
Pops
can't
was
believe you don't
asking.
have one.
Pops was asking, how come you didn't make your own yet?
Yeah, I didn't realize. So next
She
time I
didn't
come on the
know.
show, I'll make a tinfoil hat just for us.
Please do. Please do. And yeah, I kind of need a new one. I just got to say that Levi over on Build says he lost 2 rose bushes last year and it was weird. And his neighbor lost fruit trees. And
Oh,
that's something, Levi, by the way, that has been happening in our own yard. Our fruit trees, it seems really hard to keep them hearty. I don't, and our garden, like, but also we're not green thumbs. We're not great at it. So I
I used
can't
Are
to
you
blame
be.
allowing natural?
chemtrails.
Are you allowing natural water, or are you watering on your own?
Oh, we're watering on our own, and now it's been raining here for 3 days, which is weird. Like I'm starting to get depressed, like Washington people.
Well, they crisscross the chemtrails over you. What do you want?
Yeah.
No, no, no. They're just doing that so Edward Cullen and his family can pay a visit, because it can't be sunny if the Twilight vampires are going to visit. It has to be rainy,
Okay. And I've heard they sparkle.
I guess.
Okay.
Karen loves them, but me, I hate Twilight, but thank you.
Oh, well, I'll have to remember if I ever visit with Karen again that
Yeah.
she loves Twilight. So I can say, well, tell me about it. Anyway, hey, Lori, since you love Conspiracy Corner, why don't
Yeah.
we do another spin?
Yeah,
We
let's do
never
it.
do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, let's talk
We
about it
never
more.
do that.
I'm game.
All right,
Yeah,
Cosmic,
and we're
spin
gonna
that
let
wheel one more
we're gonna give
time.
Cause a sec. Dude,
Oh,
Cause,
there's
by
so
the
many good
way,
ones.
love you so much. Love you so much for making sure this stuff works. All right, what are we gonna land on?
Chemtrails again. Oh,
Looks
we
like
got aliens.
aliens. I don't think we've ever landed on aliens.
So I don't think aliens are in your book yet.
In my book?
Yeah.
He did say yet.
Yet. As of yet. Mm, well, I got to say this about the book. There are a few scenes, so issues 3 and 4 specifically, where you see a character in the background. And if you pay attention to this character, they're doing something fishy. But you're seeing all of this happen from Jude St. Clair's point of view, and you don't know who this person is yet. Once you find out who this person is, those scenes take on a different meaning. So you'll have to read
Fun.
it again. Are they an alien? Maybe. Probably not, but they could be.
Well, on our topic of aliens, how do you feel about them? You ever seen one?
No, I have not. I was really interested in all the talk in Congress when they were talking about UAPs and um, the ones in the water, where they're talking about craft under the water. Then they have video. One of my friends is ex Air Force, And so I got real interested. I was like grilling her for questions. I was like, okay, every time you were flying, would you ever fly over the ocean? She was like, yeah. And I was like, were you ever on like an aircraft carrier? She's like, yes. And I was like, do you ever see an alien? She was like, no. I was like, come on. I was like, this is where they say they are. They say they're like in the deep water, like underneath. You never saw anything flying around. She was like, mm-mm. And I was like, come on.
Or they're at the
I
North
really
Pole.
thought, huh?
Or they're in the North Pole. That's why we can't go there.
No, they're in Antarctica.
Yeah.
That's a whole another thing, that whole facility that's under the ground, and if you go down to, like, level 9, the aliens are there because they got out and they took over and they were shooting. We had, like, war with them down there. I don't know. I watch all these things. I'm not
Do you want
sold
to
on
keep
them,
with?
but
You want to keep going with this, or do you want to spin the wheel one more time?
Oh, did we all
tempting.
freeze?
No, I was thinking. I think Bruce wants to spin the wheel again.
I
All
don't
right,
know
let's spin the wheel
why.
again. Let's spin the wheel
All
again.
right,
Let's do
all
it again.
right. We're gonna spin the
He's
wheel
like, what else
again.
do we got?
Oh, there's so much. You know, I could probably even update this to include double that. Oh, oh, this could get so dark. Now, are vaccines also one of your conspiracy theories in your book?
Yes, that is a
Really?
big conspiracy theory in the book, that someone was messing around with vaccines and everybody is inoculated to death. Dun, dun,
Interesting.
dun.
But they
How
don't really die, so they're not
That's
really, inoculated to death. Inoculated almost to death.
right. Undead-ish. You have died-ish.
She
We
even
have a
has a
shirt that
cynical laugh.
We have a shirt that says that. It was a green shirt, and it says, "You have died-ish of Big James." Or no, it says of dysentery in Big James. And we got like the wagon from Oregon Trail, and then there's a Big James roaring in it. It's great. It's great. We got a sense of humor. Vaccines. I think inoculated from death. Dun dun dun. I don't know what to
Inoculated
say here.
from death.
I
There
think
you go.
that I think that some vaccines, they did right. Like my kids are fully vaccinated. However, one of them, the older one, got the COVID vaccine and the younger one has not. I think with that one, it came out so quick that I don't know if the science is sound. A lot of them, they spent a lot of time. I could be wrong, but I feel like there
There
was
was
more
a lot
time
of
involved, right?
there was a lot of placebos that were sent out because there was no way they could meet the demands of the vaccines, which is why they were pushing 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 vaccines. Because the
Huh.
first rounds, a lot of what they couldn't produce was just placebo, or so they say.
Why would they do
Interesting.
that?
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that one.
That's one of the conspiracies on the vaccine.
Interesting. I think sometimes that I think sometimes the vaccine companies turn off production to make things more rare, and so that drives the price up.
Hmm. I
Okay.
guess.
I
I
think that
guess
is happening.
maybe. But I feel like they have so much power they can set the price no matter what.
Yeah, but if it's a government contract and you're trying to negotiate, I think sometimes they do that. I think sometimes they will either that or they'll furlough their staff, they'll lay off staff in order to turn
When you
down
talk about
production.
furloughing staff and things, I'm trying to remember if it was a guest we had on or somebody I was listening to that said that the companies, it was somebody I was listening to, pharma is a racket.
That's a
Question
Pharma is a
good
mark.
racket.
yeah.
That's a whole conspiracy theory unto itself. Yes. Um, that I was listening to a podcaster and they were talking about this person who worked for Big Pharma, but not worked for Big Pharma, but worked for a small pharmaceutical company. They actually created a cure for something, and Big Pharma came in and bought up the company and fired all the staff, burned all their material, trashed all their research, and literally torched everything to the ground. But
Yeah.
they bought the company up before they did that,
Yeah, yeah. So they had the
just so they
proprietary information, but they
that
just
they were
won't release it.
correct.
And and it's funny because every time there's a this is terrible, but anytime there's a catastrophic airplane crash, there's this joke going around that someone on there had cured cancer. You know what I mean? They're always like, "Oh, like you get on a plane and the guy next to you is like, "I'm on my way to a conference. I just cured cancer." And you're like, "Well, we're going down."
Let's hope we never meet that guy while
Right.
on a flight,
Right. Like, can't you just drive there? Like,
right?
What about the janitor who was shot dead during a school shooting who had invented an engine that runs on water? And he just happened to be one of the victims killed in this mass shooting in a high school.
Isn't
I
that
did not
terrible?
ever hear of that one.
That, yeah, look it up. It's out there.
Well, you guys, I'm starting to get a little down, and I'm done with conspiracy corner, and we're gonna start wrapping it up. But Lori, you don't know this about Creative Chaos either, is that you get branded before leaving. So we got to go into our branding segment,
Okay.
and
She's got a hot poker waiting in the fires for you.
Oh my. There's branding in my story too.
I it makes sense. It makes
It is
sense.
a Western.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's right. You know what I love also about having a lady on, because this doesn't ever happen, is one of my jokes is, because it's always men, and then I do the woman thing and I go like, "Oh, back to me then." And I haven't done that with you, but you've done it for yourself. You're like, "Oh, back to me, branding."
I can't help myself. My story
I
has so many crazy things in it. I just love throwing it out there. People are
but
like, "You
put
do what? What's in
but
there?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, hamburgers that move and branding. We put it all together."
well, this branding, it actually does not include any kind of actual brand. It is a Flip City brand. What you
Yay.
get with it though is an invitation back to any of our FAFO parties, which are very fun. We bring on a bunch of past guests and do Flip City live reads and all that kind of stuff. And it's good for a good laugh. And I picked something based on number one, the fact that you do martial arts, and number two, you're a huge movie fan.
Yes.
So these
Oh,
are
wait,
both of those things woven together. What's up?
I forgot. I just remembered. She collects
I
knives.
do.
Oh,
Yeah! A knife collector, a fellow knife collector. I
Mhm.
love it.
that's right. That's right. I totally forgot that you collected knives. But we're saving that for the backstage after party, because
All
we're
right.
gonna get Lori branded. We're gonna let all the live viewers go because I also have to pee a lot.
Oh
So
my gosh,
we
yes,
we
please.
gotta go. So we're gonna brand you, and cause if you can bring up the very first slide. This is Flip City's 2025 movie picks, and it says, "Time for scads of repetitive flicks. Here are Flip City's 2025 movie picks." And I picked out only one of, I think, eight that we have published for the 2025 movie picks, especially for you. And Lori, the way this goes is you just read it and then you're Flip City branded.
Excellent.
All right, so this is one I picked for you.
Choose your voice wisely.
I'm waiting. I don't see
I have
anything.
it. I have a second slide. Here
Oh,
it is.
Karate Kids. Wait, this is the new one?
Yeah,
Terrible.
it's Karate Killed
Karate.
Legends.
Oh, Karate Killed. I'm reading it wrong. Karate Killed Legends, starring Ralph Caramel Macchiato, Jackie 4chan, and Jackie 8chan. The popular Netflix series Cobra Kai breathed new life into this iconic 80s martial arts franchise. Now, Daniel LaPuso and Mr. Hong are are recruited by the U.S. military to provide security services for contractors operating in the Middle East. Things go sideways when they learn they have been set up for failure by Washington, and the U.S. Embassy is overtaken by hordes of machete-wielding fundamentalist radicals. Will their roundhouse kicks and hammer fists be enough to fight off the heavily armed terrorists and their swarms of explosive drones?
You won't know unless you go see Karate Kid Killed Legends. Lori, let me
50-50. Have you seen the trailer for the new Karate Kid? It looks terrible.
collide. It's kind of like multiverse A and multiverse B, kind of like
Yeah.
smashed together. And I know Ralph Macchio personally.
Do you?
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
That's cool.
his father and his brother. I went to school with his brother, Steve Macchio, and his father is a local businessman across the street from my business,
Oh my gosh.
and I've been friends with them for years. I haven't seen or spoken to him in decades, but I knew him way back when he first did that Mad movie. What the hell was it? His first movie, the first movie he ever did. It was like a whole big thing. The local boy does a big wig movie, you know. But then, of course, when he's back in Karate Kid, yeah, he still lives on Long Island. He lives
Yeah.
out in Mauritius Bay, so I mean, he's still out east. But I was like blown away when I saw the trailers. What did you think?
I don't want to see it. Yeah.
I want to
I
see
haven't
it.
looked.
I want to see it only because I love Jackie Chan. I love Ralph Macchio. I mean, family friend. But how do I don't know. It's plus I'm down on Hollyweird. I am so down on Pedalwood. I don't want to have anything to
Yeah.
do with it anymore. I don't want to see any new movies coming out. I could care less. It's like, the last 4 fucking years didn't mean anything. No, fuck you. I don't
Yeah.
care. The
Well,
last 20 years didn't mean anything. No, fuck you. I don't care. Hollyweird can go fuck itself.
I
Pedalwood,
I'm
enjoy.
just so
I
Burn to the
tired
ground.
of
I'm pretty suspicious as well of Ralph Caramel Macchiato
Yeah.
because he's over 60 and he still looks like that. Talk about sold to devil.
Hmm.
It's that guy.
I got to tell you though, his father's in his mid 80s, and his father looks like he's in his 60s. And I've
Okay.
known the
It's
man for
genetic.
the majority of my since my teenage years. So
All right.
I'm just so
40,
tired. I don't
45
want to
plus
see another
years now.
Ghostbusters. I don't want to see another Labyrinth. I don't want to see a live action Moana. I don't want to see a live action How to Train Your Dragon. I have already seen those movies. Like,
I
I'm the
can't
one that
believe
goes
they're
to
doing a live
see
action version. I can't believe they're doing a live action version of the
because
Dragon movie. Are you kidding me?
because they used to have theater release and then they had DVD release, Blu-ray release. They don't have that anymore. Streaming
That was
numbers for
streaming
them
service.
are nothing. Nothing. So they
Yep.
don't get returned. They will not take a chance on a big budget anything unless that audience comes with. And so that's why
Yeah.
we're getting recycle, reboot, everything. And I'm just so
But
tired of it.
you still go to Target and Walmart, and they still sell you the DVDs if you want to buy them. There are
Most
people
people
like
are not.
myself who I'd rather have an actual DVD disc of a movie that I
Yeah.
enjoyed when I was a kid that I can then watch again with my grandchildren. The
Right.
original. So
Right.
I have a huge DVD collection. I used to have a huge music collection. I used to work for a record store back in the day. So I have a lot of, mediums that I have actual physical product that I can use. I still have a VHS player that still works because I still have a shit ton of VHS cassettes. I don't have my 8-track anymore. It finally broke, but I had a bunch of those till only a couple of years ago.
Yeah. But you are a
And now
minority,
I'm
sir.
tired of it.
Yeah, you are a minority, sir. There's not too many people that have a VHS player. We don't. You know what I mean? That you
Yeah.
can't even watch some of these things that you have anymore. Or it's like they stop making them, or it's hard to repair. They don't make the parts, and it's like it's dying. Physically owning media is a dying thing, which is sad. You know what I mean? Everything is streaming. Games are streaming. You can't even buy discs for that. You know what I mean? And
Right.
then there's a whole thing with PlayStation. It went down and no
Yeah.
one could play any games.
The only thing that keeps me hoping and crossing fingers, particularly because of this business that we're in together, the independent publishing and
Yeah.
on paper products, is the fact that vinyl made a
Yeah.
massive comeback as a cool thing to have and hold, and I'm just crossing my fingers that happens again with
Mhm.
print media. You know, I have a niece who's collecting tapes because her boyfriend bought an older car with a tape player in it.
That's
And
awesome.
I'm like, awesome. And you can collect that stuff for super cheap right now,
Yeah.
at least
Yeah.
from thrift
Yeah.
stores. And so I'm hoping the same thing happens with print media, that kids get sick and tired of looking at their screen all the time and realize, like, oh, it actually, this is a freaking experience,
Mhm.
Yeah,
getting ink
Glenn
on
Mhm.
the
Glenn just
fingers.
said it in one of the chats. It's the same thing with artwork, all being done on
On the
computers
computer.
now.
Did you guys watch the Super Bowl?
No.
No,
Okay. We had a Super Bowl party. I'm not into sports. I bake bread when sports is on. Everybody was like talking about the game and I took a picture of me holding bread and put that on there. I was like, "Go bread." But
did you make it in the
you
shape of a football?
one was the shape of a football. Yes. The other one was a circle and one was the football shape. But the amount of AI commercials that were played during the Super Bowl was staggering. I was upset because even if they recorded live action for some of it, there was still a portion of almost every single commercial was AI.
Not surprising.
Terrifying.
Not surprising. And it's only going to get more and more. And we're going to notice it less and less because the tells aren't going to be there, you know?
Yeah,
So,
as the technology gets better and it's like, I don't know. Maybe a few of us, the ones that are clued in that are like so anti-AI, we're gonna be the only ones that'll be like, why are you that's AI, you know? Everybody else is just gonna be like, I don't see it. I don't know.
I think it was like 6 months ago, I saw somebody posting on Twitter about their boomer parent. Um, they were looking at their boomer parents' Facebook feed, and basically it was a bunch of bad AI of strange people holding food, like giant food, and the parent thought it was real.
Yes, isn't that a problem? Well, there's
Yeah,
that generation, and then there's a generation after us who's still like, it's fine, it's just AI. And you're like, how are you okay with this? You
yeah.
know? Uh,
It was funny because Cosmic put it up on the screen. We were live. I wasn't
mhm.
available, but I was in the middle of getting ready for Peru. But Three Beerman was live during the Super Bowl,
Cool.
so we didn't watch it. But there were some commercials that they snipped from it, and when I watched the replay, there was only one commercial that I actually would have watched and enjoyed and would watch over and over again, and it was the Pringles commercial where
Oh,
the
yeah,
mustache
Mustaches.
comes off, and they did the whole Batman theme. I was
Yeah,
like,
they did.
yeah, they took it right from me.
yeah.
Haha. That's
I was
funny.
thinking if that might be your new stinger, actually, when you come in.
Um, we were talking about that. Norm and Cosmic are gonna have to figure that out because I'm the analog man. But it was
Right.
funny as hell.
All right, awesome. Hey, we're going to wrap it up tonight. And thank you, Lori, so much for coming in and hanging out with us. You are super
Absolutely.
duper fun. You
Thank
were
you.
so
And I
fun.
had a blast. This is one of the best shows I've been on, all honest. Like I do a lot of podcasts and I'm on a ton of shows when Kickstarters are live because that is the most important time for us as creators is to raise funds so that way we can ensure you guys get a great product and we can continue to do what we do. So I'm on a ton of them, but I don't always have fun. So this was a blast. Thank
That
you for
may
having me.
you don't know my heart grew 3 times the size, and
Oh.
it's not because I ate all that bacon this morning.
I had bacon too. That's awesome. Bacon for breakfast, people.
That's
Bacon for
right. That's
breakfast.
right. We need that animal fat. But thank you. You were a blast as well. You're too kind for loving my show. I design it.
Love it. I love it.
I literally do it to be loved. So
That's awesome. I do
Do you
Karen to
do you know
create
why
it.
she
What?
do you know
What?
why she hired me?
To make her look good?
Well, that too, but
I can
because
by comparison.
she wanted to be the one to say that she's actually got Batman as a sidekick.
That's true.
Yeah, that's
That's true.
awesome.
Even though nobody in the world calls you Batman except for me. And I think even in chat, people are like, why is she calling him Batman?
No,
Yes.
I do
Bruce
have
Q. Wayne. It's yeah.
well, my other
Hello.
moniker is the Batman on Pilled as well. So I go back and forth depending on which computer I'm logged in on.
That's
Well,
funny.
on that note, Batman, where can everybody find you?
So every Sunday night, we are here live on Pilled and several other stations across multiple digital platforms. 3beermen.tv, if you look it up, 3beermen, that's the number 3, beermen.tv. You can find us there. Click on Watch Here, and you'll be able to find us streaming on any of those platforms every Sunday night live from 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. Big Apple time, 4 o'clock avocado time. Come check us out and enjoy. We don't talk politics. We talk about beer, pop culture, and technology because it's Sunday night, and why not?
Mhm.
That's right. And I love the show. I've been making it a point to pop in more and more often, and I always enjoy hanging out with you guys. But Lori, what do you want people to do? I mean, obviously you want them to back your campaign, but if they can't, what else can they do?
I mean, if you can't back, if you could give us a shout out, give us a share on your social media, you can actually read Path of the Pale Rider #1 for free on Global Comics. So if you just want to give it a try, trust me, you're going to read the first one and you're going to want to know what happens next. The best thing to do is to support the campaign. You won't be disappointed, I guarantee it. If for some reason we are not campaigning, we have a website. It's just www.pathofthepalerider.com, and our books are always available there. If you are international, I do ship to Canada, but that's about it. So if you're international and you're looking for books, I am published with a publisher in the UK called ASAP Imagination. On the Kickstarter, I have a link to that collection. You can get a trade paperback, which is issues 1 through 4, physical copy sent to you anywhere in the world. So there's lots of ways. And on the Kickstarter, I have digital options, I have physical options. So again, if you're international and you want to contribute to that Kickstarter, we have a digital catch-up tier as well. So there's tons of ways that you can help support Path of the Pale Rider and independent creators like myself. They're not all as cool as me. I, I like to do fun things and make fun things and eat good food. So come along, you belong.
Woohoo! You heard the lady. Anybody out there that wants to at least get a taste of the crack that is Path of the Pale Rider, go to Global Comics and search that, right?
Yep. It'll
Globalcomics.com.
come right up.
Awesome. And then I dropped in the chat. The Kickstarter over on Pilled is right there. I'm going to drop that as well over on all the other chats, the Kickstarter. But you guys, as far as Flip City is concerned, if you can go vote in that poll, we are trying to get up to 100 votes for your favorite serial killer and person that loves them. It's free, it's easy. I don't think you have to make an account or anything. Oops, I grabbed my stupid straw poll again instead of being nice to Lori and putting her Kickstarter up there. That's how I host my show. I'm
You're
like,
like, back to
yeah,
me.
exactly. Thank you.
And
I'm
Pops
like,
did
it's
mention I do host 2 podcasts on the Madness Entertainment Group. I do. We already talked about it earlier, but just in case you're interested in those shows, the Tuesday Morning Brew and Killer Karen, come check them out.
I love the pull and tug between us of
Yeah,
back to
like back to
me.
you, and now back to me. I just had to mention it because Pops put it in the chat, so I
All
didn't
right,
want to get in
fantastic.
trouble.
You don't want to miss out on Karen. You will meet all kinds of awesome people within the indie publishing sphere, and
Kitty,
Karen gives
kitty,
them a really hard time. Like she's
kitty,
mean.
kitty was a great episode. At the end, we were collaborating on murder. It was awesome.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot that happened. But yeah, Killer Karen has a very detrimental effect on Kitty. She's become a little wily over here, and decided not to really earn all the money that Flip City pays her, but whatever. She's cute. All right. We're ending for tonight, and the way we do it is we wave goodbye. Oh, and I'm sorry. One more thing. Thank you so much to Cosmic Grandpa for being an awesome producer. You are fantastic. We love you so much. Mwah, mwah. And then now we're waving. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, class. List everything insensitive, exclusionary, bigoted, nationalistic, misogynistic, and offensive that you can find in history's great myths and legends. Extra points for suffering panic attacks or emotional outbursts. Fact check every opinion against the lived experience of your comrades and allies, so you can avoid forming a criminal opinion. Scrutinize it cover to cover. Wrongthink, misgendering, dead naming, misinformation, microaggressions. Leave no page unturned.